Sergeant Anthony Portman.
How are you employed?
Tampa Police Department.
How long have you been with the Tampa Police Department?
Approximately 23 years.
Were you working on June 23rd of 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
You said that you were a sergeant, is that correct?
That's correct.
What was
You're
your assignment
watching
at
the
that time?
Julio
I run District
trial.
Squad 205. I have 6 officers under me that night, and we actually work from Fowler Avenue down to Bush Boulevard, and from 56 out to Armenia is our area of responsibility. And our scheduled time was from 1900 hours to 06:30 in the morning.
And I'm going to ask you specifically about June 23rd, 2024, the early morning hours. Did you respond to the home to suites located at 1606 McKinley Drive?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
What time did you receive a call regarding that hotel home to suites?
Approximately 4:40 in the morning.
Did you get any other information when you got dispatched out there?
There was just multiple shots fired. Somebody was hit or injured.
How were you dressed on that particular time?
The same uniform I'm wearing currently.
And what type of vehicle do you drive?
At that time, I was driving a white Dodge Charger.
When you were responding to that location, how far away were you?
I was currently at 48th and Bush Boulevard. We were sitting at Truth Lounge. There's a club there that we were sitting on. Responded lights and sirens all the way up to Fowler Avenue and 40th Street.
Why were you at Truth Lounge? Is that Truth 18 Lounge?
Yes, ma'am.
How far away is Truth 18 Lounge from that hotel, that home to suites and Holiday Inn?
I'd say roughly about 3 miles.
Why were you at Truth 18?
Because we had multiple issues over the course of that year. It's an after-hours kind of club, so we sat there to stop the people from gathering outside and causing issues.
Had you or anyone in your squad gotten any information or intelligence that a rapper by the name of Foolio would be at that club that night?
Yes, ma'am.
Was that also one of the reasons why you were set up at that particular location?
We didn't know he was going there at that current time. We knew he was going to be in the area. He might go to Teasers, which was off of Nebraska Avenue. But truth, we didn't know he was going to until later on.
While you were set up at Truth 18, did anything happen at that location at that point?
No, ma'am.
And you said you responded over to the hotel at 4:40 because in reference to shooting, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
How long did it take to get from where you were set up at Truth 18 to home to suites?
Probably roughly maybe 2 minutes.
What did you see when you were going to that location?
I was responding priority northbound on 40th Avenue towards Fowler Avenue. As I got to the intersection of 40th and Fowler, home to suites is to my left. I was going to have to make a U-turn in order to go into the hotel. At that point in time, a silver Hyundai came in front of me, basically through the intersection, over the sidewalk, over the curb area, through the bushes, and into the hotel. So at that time, I proceeded after that vehicle.
What did you do after that?
I followed that vehicle around the south side of Home 2 Suites all the way to the north side to where she stopped the car. They started exiting the car. 2 females and a male exited the vehicle. One of the females was yelling, "Hey, her boyfriend was shot. Check on him. Is he still alive?" So at that point in that time, I looked over and saw the other vehicle.
What did you see when you saw the other vehicle?
I saw the vehicle sitting there, multiple bullet holes through the front windshield, and I also saw one gentleman laying inside the vehicle.
What did you do at that point?
I ran over to the vehicle to check if there's any signs of life. At that point in time, there's no signs of life. Noticed there was a blood trail running from the vehicle into the hotel. My other officers got on scene and proceeded into the hotel because we thought there possibly could be an active shooter inside the hotel.
Before we go into that, when you say that you checked for signs of life, how did you do that?
I checked for pulse, breathing.
Was there any pulse or was the victim breathing at that point?
No, ma'am, it was not.
I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 2E. It's already in evidence. Do you recognize the vehicles in this photograph?
Yes, ma'am. The vehicle on the right is the one I stopped with the doors open. That's where the people got out of. And then the vehicle to the left is the one with the bullet holes and where the gentleman was laying.
And part of you, when you were testifying, you said that that vehicle, in order to get back into this hotel, did it leave the roadway at some point to make this entrance?
Yes, ma'am. It actually crossed over the curb area, sidewalk, and through bushes in order to get back into the hotel.
Did you have any concerns about this vehicle initially when you first came into contact with the vehicle?
I thought it was part of the scene somehow.
And
Like
you
share
said at
its
some point
described.
other officers from your unit, ones that you supervised, arrived. Is that correct?
Yes.
Approximately how many officers arrived?
6.
And you said what was your first priority?
My first priority was life saving at that point, so we wanted to make sure he was still alive to get the fire in there, and then second of all, to check inside the hotel, make sure there's nothing going inside the hotel.
Did officers from the USF Police Department also respond and assist?
Yes, they showed up just after I got there.
Did you go into any of the hotels?
I went into the hotel that's next to the Home 2 Suites. I forget the name of it.
Is it the Holiday Inn?
Yes, ma'am.
Why did you focus on that particular hotel?
Because if you later on, you'll see a blood trail running from the vehicle across the sidewalk into that hotel, and then once inside the hotel, there's multiple blood everywhere inside the front doors.
How many of your officers responded to the Holiday Inn?
All 6 of them.
What did you do once you got to the Holiday Inn?
Once we got this secured outside, I had USF PD stay with the people that were outside in this vehicle to secure this scene. Officer God Charles found the bullet casings at the Home 2 Suite, so he stayed at that scene. The other officers ran into the hotel to start doing basically a search to see if there was anybody in the hotel with a firearm or anybody else that needed injuries because of all the blood.
Why do you have Officer Guard Charles post at the scene where you find the shell casings?
Because that's the primary scene.
And you said the others all then proceeded into the hotel, the Holiday Inn. Did you proceed with them?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened once you got into the Holiday Inn?
We started doing a coordinated search of the hotel, just going up and down all the hallways, all the stairwells. Once we got into the first part of the hotel, there's main blood all over the front steps as you go into the hotel. And then we went to the left, and there's actually blood on one of the door handles. So we stopped at that door to make sure the people inside there were okay and that nobody went into that room because it looked like somebody entered that room.
Were you able to do that and confirm whether or not there was anybody in that room associated with the event that happened outside?
Yes, ma'am. There was nobody associated. They opened the door and said everything was fine. And then we proceeded to the elevator where the blood continued up through the elevator.
During the course of your search, not only on the first floor but other floors, are there occupied guests in that Holiday Inn?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, can you tell the jury, and you don't have to go into each one, but are there guests that are trying to exit or opening the doors or having questions as you're doing this clearing of the hotel?
Yes.
And you said that you were able to confirm, especially the door that had the blood on it, that there were not any suspects in that room. Is that correct?
That's correct, ma'am.
Where did you go after that?
I proceeded up the elevator to the 3rd floor where 2 of my officers were, Officer Conway and Officer Gale, because they were with the 2 subjects that were actually shot from the vehicle. Okay. They were on the 3rd floor.
What happened once you got to the 3rd floor and made contact with those 2 officers?
I exited the hallway, saw that they were giving basically life-saving measures, trying to take care of the blood, and just looked around, made sure that floor was secured, and proceeded to the 4th floor to secure that floor.
Did it appear that both of those persons that were in contact with your law enforcement officers on the 3rd floor had injuries?
Yes, they did, from what I saw.
And what did you do at that point?
After we got done securing the hotel, I went back outside trying to get the fire department to come in to take care of the 2 subjects on the 3rd floor, and then started getting more officers with my lieutenant to the scene from the rest of the department to try to secure the rest of the scenes that we had going on.
With Tampa Police Department.
And how long have you been with Tampa Police Department?
This will be my 4th year with Tampa Police Department.
Do you have any prior law enforcement experience?
Before Tampa, I was employed with New Orleans Police Department as an officer.
How long were you there?
About 5 years.
And in your experience here in Tampa, what is your job title?
My job title is a patrol officer.
Did your duties include responding to the area of 3751 East Fowler on June 23rd of 2024?
Yes, I responded to that call.
And about what time was that?
I believe the time came out about 4:45, 4:45
Were, oh, I apologize.
in the morning, a.m.
Were there other officers already present on scene?
I believe Sergeant Portman arrived on scene first. I was maybe the second or third beforehand.
Why is it that you arrived to that area? Did you receive a call for service directly?
We received a call for service. I believe the original call notes were cars speeding through the parking lot and gunshots had been heard. And as we made our way to the scene, we were informed that somebody was shot at the location.
Upon arrival to the parking lot of that Holiday Inn, what are some of the observations you actually make?
The first observation I made, we located a black Dodge Charger, stopped in the parking lot, kind of in between the home suites and the Holiday Inn situated on that lot. Car was stopped, immediately noticed that it had been covered in bullet holes and there was someone deceased in the front seat.
Do you, Sergeant Portman, or the other officers that are there kind of divide up responsibilities in that moment?
In that moment, we were initially focused on trying to preserve the crime scene. There were some other people there that had been with the victim prior to. But initially, I had gone to go get crime scene tape to try to cordon off the scene. And at that point, we started to divvy up our responsibilities further from that point.
Direct location for where they were?
It wasn't so much the blood trail. As soon as we exited the elevator and turned to the right, our other two victims, Mr. Norris and Mr. Edwards, were sitting there right in the T-junction of the hallway elevator.
I'm going to show you what's been remarked as State's Exhibit number 91. Do you recognize that?
Yes, that would be, I believe, Mr. Norris on the left and Mr. Edwards on the right.
Now, is this image a screen capture from the body-worn cameras that you all are equipped with?
Yes.
Does this screen capture fairly and accurately depict what you observed when you all exited that elevator and made contact with Mr. Norris and Mr. Edwards?
That's correct.
Your Honor, State moves to admit States 91 and published. Any objection? Okay, admitted. Now, I know that you made some reference while I was there showing you the exhibit, but can you please, if you would, point out Mr. Norris?
Yes, Mr. Norris is going to be the gentleman on the left in the white shirt, and Mr. Edwards is going to be wearing all black on the right-hand side of the hoodie.
As you made contact with Mr. Norris and Mr. Edwards, were you able to make any visual observations of injuries?
Obviously, Mr. Norris had the gunshot wound to his right shoulder. Just due to the hoodie, I could at least tell that Mr. Edwards was bleeding pretty heavily from his right arm or right shoulder. I just couldn't tell just how far up the injuries went at the time.
Did you do anything to assist?
Yes, I applied a tourniquet to Mr. Edwards' right arm as far as I could go.
Did the other officers that you were there with help you to secure both of these individuals?
Yes, I believe it was myself, Officer Hadsel, Officer Gale, and Officer King were the ones that made entry into the hotel. Officer Gale stood by with Mr. Norris while I stood by with Mr. Edwards, while Officer Hadsel and Officer King cleared the rest of the hotel.
At that point, you're still at least attempting for whatever life-saving measures you're able to give to both.
Correct.
Was Mr. Norris conscious with you and answering your questions as it related to what happened or where his injuries were, etc.?
Yes, Mr. Norris remained conscious for pretty much the entire time that we were in the hotel. Correct.
While you were standing there with them, I presume waiting for EMS or something, did you see more specifically the injury that Mr. Norris had suffered?
The one that Mr. Norris suffered, I believe it was to the front of his right shoulder. I couldn't tell if there was any exit wound though, but he had definitely taken one gunshot wound to the front of the right shoulder.
As you were tending to Mr. Edwards, did it ever become more apparent where his injuries were? Could you see more?
At least from the presence of blood, that right sleeve of his was fairly soaked in it. It was hit up on the right shoulder a little bit, and my tourniquet just wasn't doing a whole lot with stopping the blood flow.
Even
No clue, sir.
You know which agency took the photographs?
Sounds like Jacksonville Sheriff's Office did, sir.
And is today the first time you're reviewing these photographs, or have you seen them before?
Today was the first time I've seen them.
Do you know if any of these firearms were used in the murder of Julio, Charles Jones?
It says, sir, I wasn't there. I don't know the details of the firearms that were found in that location.
Do you know who these firearms belong to?
No, sir, I do not.
Alright. Did someone tell you that the house that these firearms were recovered from is a house where Sean Gathright lives?
I don't know who resides there, sir.
So you wouldn't know if Sean Gathwright's mother also resides at that house.
You would be correct, sir.
And you wouldn't know if Sean Gathwright's mother is in the military or was in the military. I'll ask the question again.
Thank you.
You would not know whether Sean Gathwright's mother was in the military before, correct?
Correct.
The safe. You saw a photograph of a safe, correct?
Yes, sir.
A safe with some rifles inside of it.
Along with other things, yes, sir.
That safe was not broken into by the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, correct?
I don't know what the mode of entry was to that safe, sir.
So you don't know if they used a key that they received from someone?
I already told you I don't know what mode of entry they use, sir.
And you don't know if the brass catchers that you saw in the photographs, you don't know if those brass catchers were used in the murder of Charles Jones, correct?
Correct.
So showing you 54A, states 54A. You see the safe there?
Yes, sir.
Do you know whose room this is? The safe was found in?
No, sir.
When people go to the range, you said earlier that they use brass catchers to catch the brass that comes from the expelled projectiles. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Like normal, everyday people, right?
It's something that you can legally buy, yes, sir.
And when you go to the range does not want all of your brass all over the place, correct?
Depending on the range, yes, sir.
They typically make you clean that up.
Yes, sir, they do.
You know who these firearms, who these weapons, who they were registered to?
No, sir.
Did you ever look that up?
It's against the Florida Constitution to have a gun registry, sir, so no.
Well, you can look up who purchased guns, correct?
I can, but that's not a registry.
So, forget about the registry. Let me back up. In Florida, you can purchase a gun, you can get a bill of sale when you buy the gun, correct?
Yes, sir, you can.
And then there's this idea that a gun can be registered, but it can't be registered in Florida, right?
That would be correct.
So there's no gun registry, correct?
That is correct.
But there's a record of who purchases firearms, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so there's a registry, and then there's this record of who purchased the firearm, correct?
Yes, sir.
You never looked up the registry because it doesn't exist, right?
I didn't look it up, sir, because I've never seen those firearms in person.
Okay, and because you couldn't look up a registry, even if you did see the firearms, right?
I could not look up a registry that does not exist, sir, no.
Correct.
But if you're asking about the bill of sale, I guess in
Well,
theory...
I'll get to that part. I just want to make sure we're on the same
Sorry,
page
I
about
thought
the
I was
registry.
answering your question, sir.
The registry first.
There is no registry, sir.
Correct. So, the bill of sale, the record of who purchased the firearm, you never looked that up for any of these weapons.
No, sir.
So you don't know who these weapons belong to.
Judge objection. That's two different things. That's a confusing question.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yeah.
said.
And you don't know who the firearms belong to.
That would be correct.
You don't even know if Sean Gafford ever touched these firearms before.
You would be correct.
Yes. Before you come into homicide, are most of the detectives who are assigned to homicide, are they seasoned detectives who have worked in other areas of the Tampa Police Department or other agencies?
Um, it depends. Like myself specifically, I was a detective in the crime gun intelligence unit prior to moving over to investigating shootings and violent crime with firearms. Um, we have detectives that were detectives at the district level that were investigating property crimes, robberies, anything that was handled at the district level. We've already seen the front entrance portico area of the home two suites.
Okay.
And then the entire perimeter itself had an outer perimeter around it as well.
So I'm going to show you what's been marked as stage 1. You've previously seen this exhibit?
Yes,
Okay. So you've talked about the north entrance, that would be this entrance up here.
that's correct.
And was there an area here around Black Dodge Charger that had been marked off by the time you arrived?
Yes,
And down here on this end, was there an area down here that had been taped off? At the southeast entrance here off McKinley?
that's correct.
Or Northwood? Um, when you responded out there, you've indicated that there was a very large crime scene. So
Yes.
there were portions on the south end of that scene and the north end that had been marked off?
Yes, the pretty much the entirety of the scene had an outside perimeter of crime scene tape, and then the specific areas of interest being the Dodge Charger, the portico area of the home two suites, the front entrance of the Holiday Inn. Those had an inner perimeter of crime scene tape delineating those specific areas as well.
So let's talk about the area here where my pen is pointing, where the Dodge Charger was located. Was it called to your attention that there was a blood trail leading into this Holiday Inn down this sidewalk
Yes,
that I'm pointing to? Okay. And did you advise crime scene technicians to both photograph and document that area?
I did.
Was it brought to your attention that uniformed officers earlier that morning had gone in searching for shooters or victims and had located two individuals who had been shot that were up on the third floor?
Yes,
Those people were calling by the time you
yes, they were.
All right. Now, you've indicated you and Detective Kirkpatrick were assigned as the crime scene investigators or crime scene detectives. Who was the lead detective in this case?
Detective Juan Ramos,
And who was his assistant lead?
Detective Aaron Campbell.
All right. So I want to talk to you first about Detective Campbell. Are you familiar with Detective Campbell?
Yes,
Did you work with him for several years as a homicide detective?
yes,
And was Detective Campbell what you would consider a seasoned detective?
Overall, go ahead.
yes, he was.
And State 7A, did you view this in the crime scene, this motor vehicle?
Yes,
Did you notice damage to the motor vehicle consistent with gunfire?
yes,
Is that pretty much all of those, where those yellow tape markings are?
yes,
State 7B, did it appear a lot of the gunfire was directed into the windshield?
yes.
Okay. States 7E, and I'll direct your attention down here in the right corner of the photograph. And then state 7F. Did that appear to be an entrance damage, I guess, or hole that it
This print. side, it could have very well been a shot that went through the vehicle. Yes, but there were some apparent bullet strikes or bullet damage to the passenger side of the vehicle.
State 7G. Just to give you some perspective, this appears to be one of the seats inside of the car.
Yes.
And is this on the top of one of the door frames?
Yes, it is.
Just from the damage, the fact that there was paint missing around that, does that appear to be where the bullet is entered?
In that particular case, I would say that is probably more consistent with an exit.
An exit.
Yes, sir.
State 7I, this appears to be the rear, back out here, passenger side, I guess quarter window, past the B pillar, I'm not sure what you would call this, but a little small window in the back of that door.
Yes.
Okay, so it's another impact of this window back here, a separate impact.
Yes, sir.
That little structure next to the dumpster.
Yes. Like the photo is basically taken with, if your back would be facing the northwest corner of the Home 2 Suites building, looking directly west at the dumpster.
And it shows the little sidewalk that it looks like a vehicle traveling across.
Yes, sir.
Stage 5 in. In this parking lot, can you see that fluid trail?
Yes.
So in this parking spot, are there small curbs at the far end of the parking spots for stops, tire stops?
Yes.
Does it appear that the Charger went over this also,
Yes.
that concrete barrier?
Yes, sir.
Stage 5O, and it's your belief that it impacted this motor vehicle?
Yes, there was some minor damage to that vehicle that was consistent with a side split type collision.
Stage 5. More jacketing,
Yes, sir.
and we can see a hollow in it here at the bottom.
Yes.
32, just jacketing or a portion.
They're debris, metallic debris. I'm not sure if it's going to be fragmentation from a bullet or fragmentation from the sheet metal of the victim vehicle.
Stage 35, again, more jacketing. We can see the striations you were talking about.
Yes, sir.
Is that common in fired projectiles?
Yes.
Is that part of the jacketing, or I'm sorry, part of the rifling that you're parting to the projectile?
Sometimes, depending on the full sample, but often, yes, it's from the rifling of the barrel.
Stage 9T. This almost looks like a ring as it lays there. Is that jacketing?
It is.
Now, moving to the west of the portico, into the area kind of near the Lexus.
Yes, sir.
It's parked. Stage 10A. What is this item that's marked here at 37?
That is a spent or fired shell casing. No, I'm sorry. The video footage was 1 minute and 45 seconds slow from real time.
Slow from real time.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the date was correct?
Yes, it was.
Now, in the parking lot, going back to stage 1, in this area to the
I guess she say ain't got nothing to do with this. It's your boyfriend in this boo.
So, Detective, I'm going to kind of walk through this video with you. In reviewing the video from the home to suites, did you find cameras mounted not only on the south end of the building, but around the perimeter of the building?
Yes, sir.
This camera here, what direction does that face?
This is facing facing towards the southeast.
Okay. As this car passes that we're going to see come through here, we're going to see another shot from behind it from a different camera. Would that be facing northeast?
Yes.
Okay. And what I'll do is try to stop it. Was this car, did it become a car of interest in the investigation?
Yes.
Okay. And were you all able to identify the make and model?
Yes.
Okay, and what was it?
Chevrolet Impala.
Okay, now we on that the second camera that is facing northeast.
That's correct.
All right, so up in the upper part of the screen, middle part of the upper part, we see a roadway. Would that be McKinley?
Yes, sir.
And would that be the intersection with Fowler?
Yes.
I wonder what do this have to do with the girl? This should be in the boys' cases. Right? Because this ain't got nothing to do with her.
Is this camera facing to the east on the north end of the building?
Yes.
Is that the same vehicle?
Yes, it is.
This camera here, we talked earlier about on the west side, going up the sidewalk from where the Lexus SUV was parked, which was just to the west of the portico entrance. There was a sidewalk, and you said if you go up that sidewalk, you enter this patio area with a pool. Is this the area?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So where the car is now, is that the area where the Dodge Charger's fuel trail or liquid trail, fluids trail ends up being left?
Yes, sir.
As it's fleet. Okay. Okay. And is this again the Impala?
Yes.
And is it moving out of that 3-point turn?
Yes, that's right in front of the Tesla.
Ask you about that. So this camera here, this is not part of the home to suite security system.
No, sir.
Is that from the Tesla?
Yes, sir.
So that's going to be the front end of the Tesla or a side of the Tesla?
I believe roughly the front end of it. Yes, sir.
And is that the Chevy Cruze?
Yes, sir.
And does the Chevy Cruze make some maneuver here?
Yeah. Appears to conduct a U-turn and go back towards the front entrance of the.
I want to back up a little. In this shooting event, we see an individual emerge near that yellow car on the top right-hand side of the screen.
Yes, sir.
In between the Mercedes and what you identified earlier as a Bronco,
Yes, sir.
yellow, orange colored. Does that person appear to be wearing something over their head and face?
Yes, sir.
And what is it?
A mask of some type, like a ski mask type.
Okay. Is that the individual, or is he dressed similarly to the individual that is seen just a few seconds before on the Tesla video going down that grass area behind those cars?
It appears to be. Yes, sir.
Now, it's clear to you in your investigation, is it not, that they're shooting rifles, these two shooters?
Yes.
And were any rifle casings found in that crime scene?
No, sir.
Was the area up near that orange or yellow Bronco and that Mercedes SUV on the other side of it, was that whole area searched? Where the person wearing the orange ski mask was shooting?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, they was like snipers.
West